Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 26 of the My Son the Traitor series. Today's episode, we are kicking on from the previous pay-per-view, last episode, which was Halloween Havoc. It was a good show overall. The main event, I did sort of experiment with it, and it fell a little bit short of where I wanted it to be. I think we got, let me go back. I think we got a 76 for it. Yeah, 76. So it wasn't as good. We had an 88 rated match on that show, though, which was the Fatal 4-Way match for the #1 contendership, which, of course, if you haven't seen the last episode, I suggest you go back because we're obviously going to be doing storylines today. And we're also going to have the, as you can tell by the title, the debut of Eddie Guerrero, which should be a really, really good addition to the show. Probably going to put him in the main event. I'm not exactly sure who we're going to put him against. I was thinking maybe Sean O'Hare. But with the way that he's performed recently, I think we might even do, this is pushing it, a non-title match against Rob Van Dam. Could be a very, very interesting way to go about it. But yeah, let's get into storylines first. This show history. Storylines down the bottom here. So obviously world title. We're going to take Jeff Jarrett out. Jarrett's going to be involved in something a little more. He's going to be involved with Shane McMahon, essentially. So obviously that whole storyline with Dusty and Dustin has essentially come to an end. However, we're going to be going ahead with Shane McMahon and, of course, like I said, Jeff Jarrett. So what we'll do is we need to remove DDP first from New School versus Old School, and then we'll add DDP in to the world title storyline. United States title storyline, we can obviously remove the 3 members of Team Canada from there because they're going to go back into their own resurgence storyline. And I think I would like to have a really decent opponent there for Lance Storm going into the pay-per-view. So let's add those guys back in. Lance Storm, Kevin Steen, and then where is he? Mike Awesome. All right, so they're back in. We've still got American Dragon in there. It's not going to be American Dragon that he versus. He might verse American Dragon today's episode, the Tonight Show, and yeah, we'll work with that once we get to it. I want to get the main storyline sorted out. So obviously RVD, no opponent yet. It is going to be Chavo. I'm going to run with Chavo for the next 2 months, and there'll be some shenanigans going on. I won't go into it too much because I'd probably like to save it for Mayhem, which is the next pay-per-view. And yeah, it'll be an interesting match, and there'll be an interesting sort of outcome as a result of it as well. So that one's sorted out. Chavo for the next 2 months. I might even potentially have to turn off match repetition between these two. I'm not 100% sure exactly how many times they've versed each other. Anyway. One other thing I need to check is Rey Mysterio. Currently unemployed. So let's sign him. Obviously, Eddie, big fan. You guys are probably going to yell at me, but we're going to once again go for that 10-year contract because I literally want Rey Mysterio. And while it may not be realistic, he's going to be getting a 10-year contract, and absolutely nothing you guys say in the comment section is going to change that one. So yeah, back to my old ways as per usual. But yeah, Ray will be a new signing coming in next episode, which will be really good because he's technically unattached, so he's not actually what do you call it? He's not actually starting for us in 30 days from the point of where his previous contract elapses. That's a really good thing. And he'll pretty much go straight into a World Cruiserweight title storyline going forward. Should be a couple of really good matches because his sort of program in there is going to run for... It's going to run for 2 months as well, similar to Chavo Guerrero's. Because I want to have some proper storylines sort of going into Starrcade. I think it'll just be really good. Okay, up next, done history again, storylines. So that one's sorted because Billy Kimmon's also going to be involved this month as well, sort of following on from last month. It'll all make a little bit more sense to you guys down the line. World Tag Team. So we need to go to Buff's Redemption. We're going to remove Super Crazy from that one. And Psychosis is already in there. So Super Crazy, who is now recognizable by the fans, has also got a gimmick change coming up this episode. He'll be added back in to once again team with Psychosis as Anguish. And they've got a big month coming up as well. So yeah, very good stuff. Fully Blooded Italians. This storyline is going to continue. But what I'm going to do here, unless, let me just double check Johnny the Bull. He's got red hot momentum. If I take him out of that storyline and re-add him back in, let me do that. Is he? He still has red hot, so that might have been a mistake. Oopsies. Oh well. I thought it might have increased his momentum further and made him white hot, but it didn't work. It literally didn't work. As far as this goes, what we're going to do is we're going to add... We need a face. I've got Morris, but I think it might be too early for Morris. Don't really have anyone else at the moment, though. That's part of the problem. Because we're gonna end this one. So essentially, I could take AJ Styles out of there. We can do AJ Styles versus Johnny the Bull. I think we're gonna do that actually. So let me remove all three of those guys out of there. We'll fix Vader up a little bit later on. But AJ Styles straight into there. I think we might do this as well. We'll take CM Punk out, take Colt Cabana out. I'm going to chuck them into the Vader storyline as well. And we're going to give some promo time, some more promo time to CM Punk. So that's cool. AJ's got a nice little storyline, an actual proper storyline on the show. I mean, I know that he was part of this one, but should be good. And we potentially will be able to give AJ Styles a victory, depending on who his tag team partner is. It'll all make sense from this first show, and we'll sort of go from there. New school versus old school. I probably do want to run with this storyline for a little bit longer. Maybe not with Canyon in there. We might do something else with Canyon. Because he was absolutely incredible on that pay-per-view. So we might just go with that, to be honest. Hennig versus O'Hare. Yeah, because essentially they haven't actually had a singles match between them, so that's good. We do need an opponent for Buff Bagwell, and we essentially don't have anyone. We've got Samoa Joe, maybe. It might be a good little fit for Joe, now that I think about it. Use sort of Buff's popularity, have a few promos with the two of them, both on screen. That might, help Joe get up there. From Dream to Nightmare, this one's going to remove Shane out of there. Essentially need a tag team to be in there. or at least an opponent. Because this whole storyline is probably going to take a little bit more effect next month. Realistically, I might not even actually add anyone into it, because we're probably not going to use them as much this month. They'll still have matches together, either together or Dustin by himself. But their main sort of storyline is going to begin at the start of December. So we might leave that one for now. We got Vader's problem here as well. Yeah, that's fine. And then I think I might add another one, because we need our Jarrett. I'm hoping that if we do... Is 100 going to put it back to the beginning? Potentially. But yeah, Shane McMahon and Jeff Jarrett. And we'll go like this. We'll go Jarrett is displeased with WCW. It's going to be WCW management, but we'll start it like that. And it is not. Need to get a new function for the way I do my my storylines. The 91 works. Interesting. If I made that 92, is that going to also work? Probably. There we go. Okay, it works. I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know. 10 for some reason goes back here. I guess maybe 1-0. It went from 9 to 11. Yeah. Anyway, way off topic. So yeah, Jarrett's displeased. Jeff Jarrett versus Shane McMahon at the pay-per-view. So that's everything. That looks pretty good. As you can see, Eddie doesn't yet have a storyline. You know what? I will just chuck him in this one. It makes sense. We'll chuck him in here for a month, and then obviously he's going into this one. So yeah, spoilers, but I think we've pretty much well established that at this point. So yeah. As far as size goes, last episode we went up to 76, so we're literally 1 point of popularity away from going up to big size, which is it's good for broadcasting and stuff like that, but ultimately it's probably just going to cause more financial cost, I would assume. I really want this to go up, man. We're at 50%, but if we can get this up higher, a higher merchandise level means a lot more finance. Anyway, let's advance. Backstage incident. We got American Dragon going before Dusty Rhodes. More positive impact as well. We won't do any of that stuff. And we'll run in the Southeast. We did run in the Tri-State last episode. And where are we going to go? We were held in the Cajun Dome last time. How big's the Cajun Dome? 12,000. I mean, it's pretty much exactly bang on, so we will just go back to the Cajun Dome, I guess. And our main event, I've already discussed it, I've already told you guys what it is. It is going to be Rob Van Dam, United States Champion, taking on the debut of Eddie Guerrero. What a match. This one, I'll give it 16 because, yeah, part of me wants to give it 20 minutes, but yeah, we won't do that. So we'll call this one, slow build it. It's going to be a tainted victory. Going to be a distraction on RVD. Ringside by Chavo, which will advance the storyline. Not going to be the finish, but it's still going to be a cheating to win finish. And like I said, non-title match, because obviously Eddie's debuting. He doesn't exactly deserve a US title match at this point. So we'll run with that. I think that's a really good main event, personally. We're going to have a cheeky little Chavo Eddie promo. We'll have RVD be off screen for that one. And we'll just essentially see how they go. Hopefully, Eddie being in the angle with Chavo might actually bump him up a little bit. So, go with that. I'll go a post-match angle with Booker and DDP. A little bit cheesy as per usual, but it is what it is. I feel like a lot of shows finish on angles anyway, so it's not exactly out of the realm of WCW back in those days as well. We're then going to have a tag team match. Is he back yet? Let me go back to the main screen for a second. Okay, so he's still got an injury. Okay. Let's do this. So let's have... I've got like no face tag teams. It's very frustrating. Let's have Jindrak and Stasiak take on Gold Bond Mafia. 6-minute match. Stasiak to win. It's going to be decisive in the end. Yeah, it'll be decisive. But during the match, we're going to have Punk attacked by Vader. And Colt attacked by Vader as well. So Vader, essentially the referee is going to be down. Vader comes out and just absolutely smashes both of them. So, yeah, that'll kick their storyline off as well. We might even go... We'll go Wild Brawl with this one. So that's fine. We move on. Like I said, we'll give Lance Storm a match. He did take that loss against RVD at the pay-per-view. So, where is he? Lance taking on American Dragon. It's American Dragon on the card as well. Do steal the show for this one. Perfect. All right. No involvement there because obviously, I mean, Lance, while they do, being Team Canada, usually get involved, pretty much think Lance can hold his own. So, Kevin, Natty, Kill. We might chuck Awesome in there as well. We'll give everybody a little bit of success. That'll advance the storyline anyway. Perfect. What else have we got? Keep doing that because it's always, next to where I want it to be. Shannon Moore just came back from injury. So I think I might just do Shannon Moore taking on Billy Kidman. Be a good match. And then post-match I might have Shane Helms, Billy Kidman. Yeah, that's fine. So that'll go post-match. Pre-match, we'll just go for a Chicky Vader menace angle, 4 minutes. Just by himself, doesn't really need anyone in the angle with him at this stage. So that's cool. We'll give CM Punk a promo on the next show in relation to Vader. FBI. So we're going to kick this one off as well. So we need a tag match. We're going to have AJ and Johnny. And they're going to take on... Where are we? FBI. Fully blooded Italians. Winners can be... We can actually give it to Styles, to be fair. We'll have Smothers be a loser. Make it decisive as well. It's perfect. So we're not going to turn him just yet, but he will probably be turned next episode. Just to sort of fill you guys in. Up next, actually we'll do an angle for that one as well. We'll go with AJ and Johnny together. Cheeky little double entertainment angle for both of them. We'll chuck Guido and Tracy in there. Everybody can have a little bit of success here as well. Chuck those two off screen. With Dusty, just so it's good essentially. So that works out pretty well. What else have we got? It's done. Hennig O'Hare. I can probably just do an angle for that. It's pretty much just going to be them fighting on from the pay-per-view. Hennig's going to essentially blame Sean O'Hare for taking the pinfall, and essentially costing him, an opportunity to the title. That's a pretty cool way to keep their storyline going. And again, the storyline title is New School, being Sean O'Hare versus Old School, which is Curt Hennig. So it works perfectly. We then need another match. Probably give Jarrett a match, I think. Yeah. Give Jarrett a match. He can just take on maybe someone like Kendrick. And then we'll have it. We're going to have an opening angle with Jarrett, Shane. So Jeff Jarrett demands. And this will be in Shane McMahon's office. So that's how we kick off. I'd like to kick off that way. Essentially my in-game character is Shane McMahon, so I always like to just start off with that. It's nice and easy, as long as it's only sort of once per show. Kicking off a Nitro with the cameras going into Shane McMahon's office with Jeff Jarrett slamming his fist down on a table, demanding a rematch against Booker T for the world title. I could very much see that happening on WCW back in the day. So we'll go like that. What else have we got? I haven't really done anything with Buff. Really done anything with Super Crazy. I'd like to give Super Crazy another match, if I'm being honest. Maybe even Canyon. Go DDP versus Sanders. A short little 6-minute match. Apologies. I think we'll go with maybe Booker at ringside. He's not going to get involved. I mean, he might be a bit of a distraction, but it's not going to be anything too serious. That'll go down there. Add in an angle there for Diamond Dallas Page onto Booker, who will keep Booker off screen. At least for this one. I want to see how DDP is going to do. DDP doesn't want a script either, so there we go. One will go there. What are we missing? Storytelling? Yeah. Storytelling can be this one, essentially. Too fast. Probably be the high spots match, but I'm sure Lance and American Dragon being Brian Danielson will... we're actually going to be penalised, so I need a little bit more time. How much time do we have left? Can we chuck in another? We can. Just chuck in another angle somewhere. Maybe I'll do like a Rob Van Dam angle onto Chavo. I think that's good. I like that. I'll just chuck that sort of earlier in the show somewhere. Cool. Where can we chuck it? Maybe here. Oh, maybe not. There's already two there. We'll chuck it there after the Lance Storm match. Why not? Cool. Perfect, because that sort of also feeds in to the later part of the show where Chavo and Eddie are backstage before Eddie's big debut match. I'm sure the crowd would go absolutely wild seeing Eddie Guerrero back on a WCW TV, back in the WCW locker room. But that looks really good. I like that. We would not be penalised, which is perfect. I've got to always make sure I remember to check in with that. Yeah, had a couple of pre-show matches. Let's have Booker team up with the face that's not being used. Super crazy. Perfect. And they can take on Young Dragons. Perfect. All right. Give them 12 minutes with that one. Give Super Crazy the win. He'll debut his new gimmick here as well in this pre-show match. So hopefully it'll be pretty good coming out with Booker T in a random sort of dark match. Other side of things, we'll go with Chavo and Hennig. Yeah, and they can take on Lowdown, to be honest. I know they're the tag champs, but it's essentially just a pre-show match. And I think I'll have Chavo go over Chaz. I'll make it tainted anyway. It's not really, anything too serious. Got a good raid agent though. Non-title match, of course. This one, it's Harley Race. Perfect. That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. Is there anyone we haven't actually used at all on the show? Buff and Dustin. Yeah, I said we weren't really going to use Dustin much this month. It's going to be relatively tough to actually get him onto the card. I might have just chuck another pre-show match. We'll do a 6-man tag. We'll chuck Buff in there with the Rhodes family. They can just take on whoever's left. Essentially, we'll go Morris. We'll go. I don't want to do O'Hare. I don't want to lose any more momentum. We'll go David Flair and Lash LaRue. Perfectly fine. And we'll give the win to Dusty. Dusty Rhodes out there getting a win. Make that on. And yeah, I mean, that one can pretty much go first. I'm not really fussed. Alrighty, so let's run the show. Alright, so we kick off with a 62 rated 6-man tag pre-show match. We have Buck Bagwell and the Rhodes family defeating Hugh Morris, David Flair, and Lash LaRue in 12:08 when Dusty Rhodes pinned David Flair. Of course, Buff with his usual penalty. We're down about 2,000 people there, probably because I haven't used people like Canyon and Booker on the show as well. In matches, essentially. I know they're on the pre-show, but anyway, we move into a 69 rated tag team pre-show match where we have Curt Hennig and Chavo Guerrero defeating Lowdown in 11:41 when Chavo Guerrero pinned Chaz after using a foreign object. Chaz being the weak link. 69 is really good though for a pre-show. And a 71 rated match here on the pre-show as well, where we have Booker T and Super Crazy defeating Young Dragons in 11:53, when Super Crazy pinned Jimmy Yang with a moonsault. Booker T looking good. Let's do the gimmick change here. Fingers crossed that it's going to be a good gimmick. Yes, get in there. That's so good. It's a weird pro and con, but initial rating, Rebel gimmick of great for Super Crazy, and it's even potentially likely to go higher, rise over time as fans get used to it. But it's going to give him a large penalty to his charisma during matches and angles, and it gives a large boost to his menace during angles. That's a weird one. Anyway, I'm very happy with that. That's perfect. Perfect for his push. I love that. Alrighty, we then kick off Nitro with a 91 rated angle to kick us off, where we have, like I said, Jeff Jarrett barging in. Cameras are following Jarrett backstage, and he barges into Shane McMahon's office, and he demands a world title rematch and says he wants Booker T at Mayhem. Shane essentially says, no, you need to earn it. If you want a world title match, you need to earn it. You need to beat someone credible enough to essentially elevate yourself into the main event of Mayhem. So, yeah, perfect. 91 rated. That's actually really good for Jarrett. He was sort of struggling a little bit. I know Shane's got really good entertainment skills as well. Yeah, both of them just doing a masterful job. Says it right there. Perfect. We then go into a 92 rated angle. Kicking the show off very, very strong this week. We have DDP, who is the current #1 contender, and he cuts a promo prior to him getting in the ring for his match. And he cuts it on Booker T, the current world champion. DDP's match gets us a 74 rating, where we have Diamond Dallas Page defeating Mike Sanders in 5:53 by pinfall with a diamond cutter. Storyline loses a little bit of heat, but that's a very good match. Very well booked, I think. Considering he's only getting a 67 in ring for DDP. He is in, physical decline, but he's still going to be very, very good, at least for a little while, until he starts losing all of his stamina as well. It comes with his age. Still got low experience, unfortunately, for the announcing team. We then go straight into another singles match after the commercial break. We get a 72 rated match for this one. We've got Jeff Jarrett defeating Brian Kendrick in 5:41 by pinfall with a forward Russian leg sweep. Not exactly the opponent that Shane McMahon was talking about when he said he wants him to beat someone credible. Credible? Just incredible? I think he might actually be with the WWF. I have no idea. Anyway, yeah, Kendrick inexperienced, and that's pretty much the only penalty apart from the low experience for the announce team. We move on. Go into a 78 rated entertainment angle for both Hennig and O'Haire. O'Haire, going back and forth. Hennig blames O'Haire for him essentially costing Hennig the #1 contendership as a result of him being the pinfall to DDP's win at Halloween Havoc. So, yeah, Hennig's pissed off. He blames O'Haire. That's the start of that storyline. They will culminate in a match at Mayhem. We then go straight into another angle where we get a 45 rating. We have AJ Styles and his tag team partner for tonight's tag team match up next, being Johnny the Bull. They're backstage, and Johnny's sort of explaining things to Styles. He's looking like a nice Italian boy, doing his best to try and pump Styles up and get him motivated. And yeah, Styles, kind of gets fired up, and Johnny's looking pretty smug, pretty much how he looks in that picture. Maybe a little less frowny. That more frowny style of the picture there is probably going to fit him a lot better once he's a heel. But 45 is not too bad. Hopefully that helps AJ as well. Was AJ actually rated on entertainment in that one? Honestly, can't remember. Um, yeah, I don't know. I can't remember if I put him on put him on entertainment or not. Anyway, doesn't matter. We go into their tag match, which does very well. Gets us a 62 rating here, where we have AJ Styles and Johnny the Bull defeating the Fully Blooded Italians in 5:53 when AJ pinned Tracy Smothers with a spiral tap. Good stuff, good match. Very happy with that. We then go straight into a 64 rated Menace angle from Vader. Of course, he says he's going to go out there and absolutely destroy someone tonight. He wants to break some rookies' necks. I don't know, just some real aggressive stuff that Vader would probably say in a menacing way. We then go into a 59 rated match here. We've got the Cruiserweight match. Billy Kidman defeating Shannon Moore in 5:43 by pinfall with a shooting star press. It's a good match. And Shannon Moore and Billy Kidman have great chemistry together as well. So very happy with that. Billy gets a win back after losing to Shane Helms, which we're going to focus on here in this angle, which gets a 62. We have Shane come out standing at the top of the entrance ramp with his World Cruiserweight title around his waist. And he basically says to Billy, if he wants a rematch, he'll give it to him. And Billy accepts. He doesn't really say anything, but he just sort of nods and says, smiles, looks happy, and we will have a rematch, Billy Kidman and Shane Helms. But, I say but, there may be a third competitor in that match. And, it's pretty obvious who it's going to be. It's going to be Rey Mysterio Jr. But anyway, spoilers for next episode. We advance. We go straight into a 61 rated angle. Unfortunately, it's a little bit lower because I did rate Awesome on entertainment, which is a bit of a mistake because obviously Lance would probably get a 71 or above, probably. But yeah, Team Canada saying that after the disappointing loss for the United States title, they want to get themselves back on track and make sure that Canada is at the top of their interests going forward. We then go into a 78 rated match here for our Steal the Show. The main event will be a lot better than that, I feel like. But that's a very good rating. We have Lance Storm defeating American Dragon in 5:41 by pinfall with a super kick. Lance Storm seemed off his game. It is what it is. Still got an 81 in-ring performance. Yeah, super kick for the win. Canada getting a little bit of a victory over American Dragon, being American. Anyway, we move on. We go into a 90 rated angle from Rob Van Dam onto Chavo Guerrero, basically saying that Chavo's going to be his opponent at the pay-per-view, and he's looking forward to it. It's going to be a big rematch, and RVD says his opponent tonight in the main event, who everybody at this stage doesn't know who it is going to be a very interesting opponent, and claims it's a former WCW star from back in the day, and he's going to be making his debut here, well, re-debut, I guess, debut for our series, being My Son the Traitor, but here in the main event tonight in a non-title match. We then go into a tag team match, which gets us a 52, where we have Jindrak and Stasiak defeating Gold Bond Mafia in 5:33, when Sean Stasiak pinned Colt Cabana with a fisherman suplex. During the match, we also saw Vader run in and attack Punk, and also attack Cabana. Yeah, good match. Stasiak carrying it. The great chemistry there for Gold Bond Mafia. 52. It's okay. All right, we then go. This is. Oh, no. Oh, no. That is so frustrating. Eddie Guerrero was penalised due to the effects of going through personal issues. He's got a negative as well. We only get a 71 for the debut of Eddie Guerrero in this angle with his cousin. Oh, Eddie and Chavo together. Chavo's basically saying, I've got your back because Los Guerreros, we're back in WCW together, and we're going to win all the gold. Unfortunately, Latino Heat gimmick debuting in initial rating of adequate. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, he's got a hot catchphrase. He's going through those effects. And he's got a penalty. Ugh. A large penalty to star quality during matches and angles. That was like the... Oh, my camera's gone out of focus. Frustrating, man. That's so frustrating. Anyway, we're not going to let it affect us. We just like the test injury, we're just going to plug along. We're going to do what we do. We'll advance to the main event here. It does really well. It's a really good match. He's still going to have really good matches no matter what. We get an 84 rated main event here for the first Nitro of November. It could have been even better. I mean, it's 1 point away from a blue rated match, which is really good, being an 85. So we'll take the 84. They have great chemistry together as well. Are you kidding me? That is perfect. This is going to be like a future world title match down the line in the next year or two. That is so good. That is perfect. So the negative of this, going through the personal issues, is sort of outweighed a little bit by having great chemistry with RVD. Part of me almost wants to change my plans completely with this. I'm not going to, but part of me wants to, if that makes sense. Anyway, 84 rated main event match. Really good stuff. We've got Eddie Guerrero defeating Rob Van Dam in 15:39 by pinfall using underhanded tactics. As per usual, you know, he lies, he cheats, he steals. During the match, we also had Chavo Guerrero distract RVD. They came out. Chavo picks up the United States title. Looks like he's going to leave with it. And then obviously Eddie uses some further underhanded tactics, maybe a low blow or something like that. And bang, hits RVD, rolls him up. 1, 2, 3, grabbing the tights. Gets the win. And our post-main event angle. Ooh, nice. Rob Van Dam debuting a new spot that showcased more athletic ability. I mean, his athletic ability is ridiculous. Psychology is going to be helped by using it as a go-to spot in the future. Thank you, Harley Race. Perfect. So I'm assuming that's going to be further psychology there for RVD. And to finish off the show, we get a 99 rated angle. We got Booker T responding to Diamond Dallas Page, calling him out from the back, and the two have a war of words. And yeah, they do a damn good job. And Booker T inventing a new catchphrase on the microphone as well. New go-to line. He's ridiculous. Absolutely. I wonder if that might hopefully increase his popularity from 85. We'll have to wait and see. Very happy to finish the show though. 99, 84 rated main event. It's going to be a good show. It's going to be a highly rated, might even be an 85 rated show. Fingers crossed yet again. Oh my God. Overall show rating, we get another 88 rated show for our first show of November. That's a really good Nitro rating. I thought 85 might have been a little bit more reflective, but we have, you know, I did use a few good, you know, mid-carders, upper mid-carders and main eventers, DDP, Jarrett. We had good angles there for Shane and Jarrett. DDP by himself, Hennig and O'Hare pulling in a good rating. Lance Storm with a good match. RVD with a ridiculous good rating as well for his angle. I I mean, that angle, the 71, that's a little bit, that could have been even higher potentially. So, yeah, 88 rated, increase in popularity in 13 regions, one American region and one Canadian region restricted due to the low number of population in those regions. I assume it would probably be like Hawaii and whatever the smallest, is it Saskatchewan? Potentially, I don't know, whatever the smallest one in Canada is. 88 rated Nitro. Love that. That deserves a like. Make sure you smash a like on the video for that one, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Raw is Raw. Let's have a look at the rating here. I'm thinking we might have beaten them, honestly, because we've actually got the first place in the list here, and we've absolutely smashed them this week. Only getting an 80 show rating. I mean, their matches are better, but ultimately, I mean, our angles are better. They would pull much higher ratings if they used, people like The Rock, people like, Jericho, Austin, and had those guys in their angles. They'd pull much higher ratings. Instead, they're using guys, I mean, Jericho's in that one, but Big Show, William Regal, I mean, Vince in an angle should probably be pulling higher than a 70, in my opinion. 76 there from Trish, which I assume is probably going to be on sex appeal, I would assume. Anyway, yeah, we beat him by 8 points as well. 88 to 80. I like it. Anyway, messages. Buildamot, who resides in Hawaii now. Psychosis is now fully fit, so that's perfect for next episode. We get a 1.24 TV rating. The big question is, I guess we didn't actually go up in size. We did in the Mid-Atlantic and the Southeast. Up to 79 popularity in both of those regions. That is insane. So I'm assuming if we have one more good growth show, like we did in this episode, all these other regions are going to go up to 76 and we'll go up to big size. Yeah, that's my thought process behind that. I think it's very, very possible. Another thing I want to do once we actually get Rey Mysterio in is potentially make him the figurehead. It's more or less going to be it's either going to be John Cena in the long run, which makes a lot of sense, as down the line he will be our top babyface, as happened in real life in WWE. Or it's going to be Rey Mysterio Jr., who I think very easily, had WCW still been around, very easily could have been their figurehead. Obviously, Booker T probably would have been in there as well if he was a face, which he was at the end. So yeah, makes it interesting, but yeah, that's my thought process. Guys like Eddie Guerrero, Canyon, eventually Chavo's going to be up there as well. We've got some good heel opponents for those two. Anyway, let's take a little look at a few things. I want to take a little look at popularity. Assuming probably already gone up a little bit, AJ. What else did I want to look at? I want to look at Eddie Guerrero. I want to see if it actually says anything. It doesn't say anything in there. Doesn't say anything in here either about what's going on with him. So he's got a temper. That's perfect. Personal issues. The worker is currently going through some severe personal issues. They get a penalty to their performance in every single match and angle. That's frustrating. This attribute is automatically temporary and lasts between 3 months and 2 years. That's essentially the exact same thing that Buff Bagwell's going through. So yeah, frustrating. I don't know if it changes anything. I don't know. I still want to push him. I don't know if it's going to prevent him from sort of gaining. I mean, it's not going to prevent him from gaining popularity because he's gained it since May this year. So theoretically, it could last until May 2003, which would be frustrating. But I mean, he's up to 74 popularity already, which is already up 1 point from the start of the month. So that's good. As a result of that win over RVD. RVD, did he gain anything from that match himself? He did. He actually gained a point of popularity. He's up to 70 there in the Tri-State and 60 in the Southwest. So yeah, looking good. 64 in the Mid-Atlantic as well. Yeah, and that's coming at a loss as well. So I'm very, very happy with that. Johnny the Bull, looking good. His win, hopefully over AJ at the pay-per-view this month, will boost him above 40 popularity. It's probably going to be a little bit of a slower burn. Hopefully he at least gets to 40. That would be perfect. Because I would like to have him, once he turns heel, I want to have him taking on someone like a Hugh Morris to really get himself pumped up in the popularity department. And hopefully he'll be able to take on someone like RVD in the future as sort of maybe a stepping stone for RVD getting even further. Yeah, that's just good. Anyway, one thing I do need to think about before we end the episode here is I need to probably start turning a few people face from heel. What I'm thinking about is actually Kurt Hennig himself. I mean, he's an amazing heel, though. That's part of the problem. I feel like he'd be an amazing face as well. I feel like he's really likable. I might have suggested someone like a Jarrett. Either that or I just start pushing Sean O'Hare a little bit harder. I mean, he has gained a lot of popularity since Chuck Palumbo's injury. I mean, I got Super Crazy as well, actually. I got Super Crazy as well. Yeah, okay. We're not sort of desperate at the moment. And it might, I mean, it's pretty much the time. This is where I'm going to start to push AJ Styles as well. So, yeah. We're pretty much just trying to get AJ ready, CM Punk ready for the World TV title that we will be making a re-debut. Anyway, I've gone on for long enough now. We're at 53 minutes. Make sure you have dropped a like on the video here, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. You can always turn on the notification bell and you'll get a notification every other day when these episodes drop. And apart from that, as always, take it easy and goodbye.